a big one. To win the game, you've got to score more than them.
That's right, baby.
Thank you, Josh. Coach Mangini, AFC champion multiple times over. Good morning. Good to see you. Let's ask you, what offensive approach gives the Bills the best chance to pull off the upset of upsets over the Chiefs and thus upset Nick?
Well, with that sage wisdom from Josh Allen, but what he means is that obviously, as explosive as they are, you've got to figure out a way to try to match their points. But that can be a very dangerous approach. And I've been in situations like that where you're playing teams that have scored record number of points. I remember the greatest show on turf in the Super Bowl, our first Super Bowl. We could have easily gone into that and said we're going to chase points, but we didn't. And these games unfold in strange ways. And oftentimes when you're chasing points, you take chances that, may or may not work out. And then you give these explosive offenses extra opportunities with the ball. And you also put pressure on the offense to do things that can be a little bit out of character. So I don't think that's the way they want to go. And they realize that, or I'm sure Brian Daboll realizes that. The most important thing they can do is try to slow things down for Josh, to try to make it as comfortable as possible for him, especially early. KC's going to pressure. There's going to be multiple looks in the way that they pressure, and incorporating some screens.
It's like Nick agrees.
The running game, quarterback-driven runs, easy completions, maybe vary the running game so it's some wide receiver sweeps, things like that. Maybe incorporate a little bit of what looks like hurry up, but really isn't hurry up. You give that impression, but you're really using the whole clock. Got to push those guys and make Kansas City feel uncomfortable, off balance, and don't chase their offense, because then you can make mistakes and you don't want to be in that spot.
Coach. I don't know if you've been watching sports television the last few months, but this whole question is being asked backwards. Jenna's acting like the Bills are some massive underdog. They're 3-point underdogs. You're acting like the Bills have to be worried about the Chiefs offense. No. Don't. Aren't you aware? Josh Allen's the MVP candidate, not Patrick Mahomes. Stephon Diggs is the best wide receiver in the AFC, not Tyreek Hill.
He is good.
Cole Beasley is the great slot option, not Travis Kelce. The Bills have the best offensive line, not the Chiefs. The Bills have the most dynamic offense. Wild's been telling me they won 12 in a row if you remove the loss. It's a fun thing. You remove the loss and they've never lost a game. So no. Buffalo, sling it, baby. And by the way, in defense of that strategy, this whole let's slow the Chiefs down, that's been everyone's strategy for 3 years. One team has successfully done it. The Colts, midway through last year when Mahomes was hurt and Tyreek Hill didn't play. Mahomes has only lost 9 times since Texas Tech. Show those losses if we could quickly. They all have something in common except for the Colts loss. You know how you beat them? Go score 35. People aren't beating this team 21-14. So listen, Josh, you're the MVP. You're the best young quarterback. You have the best offense. You have the most dynamic offensive coordinator. Forget Bieniemy and Reed. It's all Daboll and McDermott. Forget Mahomes and Hill. It's Allen and Diggs. So, Brandon, this is their chance. Go sling it around the field, beat them the way the Rams did, 54-51, because that's the path. And guess what, Bills? You've got the guy to do it. You've got the league MVP, I was told. So go to Arrowhead and go score 40, because that's what you're going to have to do.
Nick, Patrick, I love you guys, but y'all losing this week, buddy. I'm telling you. And Josh Allen basically said it, and I don't know if I agree with it, but he basically said, to win the game, we got to stay the same. What does that mean? Coach, 10 personnel. You're going to see 4 wide receivers on the field, 1 running back. That's what they do. Cole Beasley, he runs the same route over and over and over again. He's in the slot, and he's running option routes. Stephon Diggs, he has the entire route tree open to him. We need Gabriel Wilson. We need Brown on the other side to come up and make big plays. Coach, I'm concerned. I am a little concerned. Brian Daboll, you fell in love with Coach Daboll in New England. You hired him as your OC in Cleveland. He ran the ball 1 time It was one call run play last week. Are you not concerned that he just leans so heavy on what they do well?
Well, first of all, I'm concerned about Nick's sense of woe is me that he's got going because his Kansas City Chiefs aren't being respected enough, and Patrick Mahomes isn't being respected enough.
Nobody believes
in us. Must be so hard for you to deal with that, Nick. I'm sorry to hear that. Here's what I'll say about Brian is Brian understands complementary football. Brian understands doing whatever you need to do in a game to win that game. And there's a lot of offensive coordinators that are going to do what they do because it may help them get their next job. It may help them increase their profile. It may be what the players are clamoring for if you have a star player. But Brian's about complementary football. He's gonna incorporate a plan that works for the defense and special teams, and he learns. He learns from mistakes that he's made. I can't imagine that he would run the ball anywhere near as few times as he did last time. If anything, it's going to be a change of pace. It's going to be making Josh Allen as comfortable as possible going into the early part of the game.
Yeah, well, Coach, I hate to drag you into this, and if we can put everybody on screen, I have to air out some dirty laundry of something weird that's going on with our researcher, Dusty. And I like Dusty, and I thought he did a good job for like most of the year. But I think, guys, he's really fallen off because he's been making a ton of mistakes. He said there's 4 teams left. The top 4 scoring offenses are in this order: Green Bay, Buffalo, Tampa, and then Kansas City. So hold on, they have the worst offense of everyone playing this weekend? That's not right. Yeah. What are we doing with this? Why is he still on the staff? He said that the Kansas City Chiefs only scored 22 points against the Browns. Dusty, they only scored 17 points against the Falcons. These are just errors that Dusty can't make. Right. And then he said they scored 22 points against the Broncos. I'm like, Dusty, Katanic, we have to do something about this guy because this has got to be fake information because they score 50 points a game and they're unstoppable.
It's Wild. I'll address all that. First of all, you only had one semi-factor there. I guess you're talking about the Broncos game, the second one, because the first one I think they scored is 40-something. We can check. They played twice.
Yeah, okay. No, the more recent
the Falcons
one.
game that you keep the Falcons game that you keep hanging your hat on is when the Chiefs already had the 1 seed locked up. In the Browns game, they lost their quarterback to injury early in the 3rd quarter. But I agree with you, which is why are we talking about getting Aaron Rodgers into a rhythm, making sure he's comfortable? No, because he's awesome. So Josh Allen, you're the MVP. That's what I've been told. The odds say you are the second most likely to win MVP behind only Aaron Rodgers. Mahomes is the, best I can tell, the worst quarterback remaining. You have Rodgers, the MVP, Allen, the second MVP, the GOAT, Brady, and Mahomes. With that crummy offense, I mean, they're 25-1 his last 26 starts, but does that really count? So no, the Chiefs need to worry about keeping up with the Bills. It's definitely true, and that should be the Bills' approach. I agree with you, Wilds. Right. It's smart. You don't sound ridiculous at all.
We obviously all need to recompose, reshuffle, recollect, and then get back to business. On the other side, our top story, Kyrie, KD, James Harden, all in action, all at the same time. So why'd they lose to the Cavs? We'll explain next. First things first.
Coach. I don't know if you've been watching sports.